Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Critical Misses channel. Before we get into introductions, we're going to do what we always do when night falls around these parts, and we're going to set the scene with a cold open. And we watch as it is a bright and lovely day in the city of Duskfall. Not a cloud in the sky, just the sun beaming down on the pier as we look down and see this woman who is wearing a very gothic sort of Lolita style skirt, this black and white, with red pins and lapels and stickers and like a lanyard chain, and these two large pink twin tails that come off of the head. And she is just essentially skipping along the pier, humming to herself, very happy as she pushes into a coffee shop that is familiar to the viewers and the players. And she says, "Good morning. How is everyone doing today?" And the one denizen inside the shop sort of like turns and looks, and you see the person behind the counter sort of sigh deeply and go, "Oh, hello, Alize. Are you looking for your normal? You know, it always takes me a while." And she goes, "That's perfectly fine." And she comes over and sits down. And this young girl has a mixed complexion. She of African American heritage, and the curly pink twin tails are sort of still matted in some places that look like she just woke up as she begins to brush her hair as she sits in this coffee shop, just chatting along. And the woman begins to collect a various amount of things, a small bottle of milk, and this small like wood stove that she begins to heat it up on, and as well as the coffee as the other denizen that is in the coffee shop exits. And the woman says, "Now, what did you say that this style of coffee was called again?" He goes, I think I'm pretty sure it's a latte when you like steam the milk. Granted, I was never a barista, and this isn't exactly a Starbucks, so I am not entirely sure." And the woman behind the counter sort of goes, "Yes, right, a Starbucks," and continues to make the coffee according to directions that are given to her by this woman who's apparently named Alize. And after she retrieves her coffee, she goes, "Thanks," and then turns and pulls out this small rectangular box that lights up when her finger presses a sensor on the back. And there's a flash from a camera that's inside the rectangular box as she poses with her caffeinated beverage and walks out and goes, "I can't wait to upload all these pictures when I get home." The smell of fish and anticipation. We're getting closer and closer. It will be glorious. Oh, I gotta suit up. It's almost time. And you see she turns down a suit or turns down a alleyway and produces this old wooden mask that would also look familiar to the players and the people at home. And as she puts it on, it unfurls in slides, almost like there's more to the mask than just a simple mask. And it turns into this large cloak of dark red and gold. And on the back, attached to the cloak, is a sniper rifle. And she climbs up the alleyway into the back and points it at the freshly reconstructed entrance of 3241 Browning Street. And she goes, "Wonder what you'll do today. Should be about time. Oh, I've got plenty of time. I'm going to get a croissant." And she sets the sniper rifle down on the roof, removes the mask and sets it down as well. And the camera sort of pans over the mask and the sniper rifle that has this little keychain that is a miniature chibi version of the girl who owns the sniper rifle, just sort of doing a peace sign. And she slides down and says, "Ah, what a despairfully wonderful day. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone who finds themselves inside and out of the spectrum, my name is Dee, and welcome to episode 3 of, welcome to episode, 4. This is episode 4? Yeah, episode 4. Thank you. I know what I'm doing. Welcome to episode 4 of Blue Ghosts, Waste Not, Want Not, the Sunset Edition. With me, I have a beautiful cavalcade of the most wretched scum and villainy that this town could possibly produce. And we should start by introducing them all, starting with Max, our local arcane goth. How you doing?
I am good. Sending you predictions that I know you're not going to answer in your DMs, but I'm good. I am Max. I go by Arcane Goth on the internet, and today, within this wonderful campaign, I play Bishop, who is the Hound, and uses they/them pronouns.
Fantastic. And next up, we have the always effervescent Ryan. How you doing, Sphinx?
What's going on, Sphinx or Ryan? I'm playing Resident Lurk Cole, both he, him pronouns.
Awesome. And sliding right along, we have the owner of the Green Dragon Tavern. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to play a little change of pace in role play and get some RE going. And I'm just really excited to do some TTRPGs. It's been quieter over the holidays, so it's good to bring back out the dice.
Fantastic. And we also have the lovely Becca with us.
Hello, but most importantly, we have the awful and brutalizing Mayday with us. I'm Becca. What?
You named her Mayday.
I did.
What can you expect?
Yeah. I'm Becca. I use she, they pronouns. I'm going to be playing Nines, they, them, who is the cutter of the group, the brute force, the strength.
Indeed. And not joining us this evening, but getting all of our love and best wishes is the lovely Janie Potts, who would normally be playing Katie, who cannot join us this evening. We miss you, Janie. Take your time off. We'll be here when you get back. With that having been said, you all, it's about, I'd say, 2 to 3 days after the tunnel's been found and where the tunnel leads to, which is the underside of a large diamond store in the center of Duskfall that has famously never been stolen from. There appears to be some leftover tunnels that are not unlike the tunnels that they use to get around the city themselves. There was a tunnel that led to underneath that diamond store, and we'll have to see what the group plans to do with that information. So, in the morning, who is up first?
I mean, I'm probably up early doing a run, doing a fitness, doing a punchy punch exercise.
All right.
Ari would definitely stumble out later in the day unless there was something particularly planned. Then she would be very I was going to say pungent about it. I don't know. I was like, yeah, punctual. Thank you. I don't know why I was like pungent. She'll be stinky about it. It's fine.
Amazing.
Bishop probably up on the later side because they've had a lot going on mentally to figure out, and that means they were probably off doing their hobby, engaging with their vice, question mark. Late last night, probably feeling a little sore this morning. So they're in bed pretty late.
Yeah, Cole's probably done up doing his morning exercise and probably getting some training right after with his uncle.
Okay. So around the time that Nines and Cull finish their exercise is about when Bishop and Ari make their way to the center of the room, and Katie has left a note with Nines that she will be out of town handling some business related to other investments of hers. And yeah, the world is yours. Y'all can do as you'd like with these tunnels. I know there was talk of perhaps not hitting the jewelry store itself, but hitting the people who are planning to hit the jewelry store.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had some stakeout plans that I think still might be wise to follow through with, even if we don't take anything from anywhere. It still might be wise to watch, in my opinion.
At least know who has it so we can steal it later. We can't take it then.
Yep.
Fantastic. So if you all would like to begin gathering information on such a thing, then we can do some rolling. That's always the fun part, right? Let's see. Sorry, one sec. There it is. All right. So as far as this plan is going, whether you call, I'm assuming it'll be an audible based on how it's already going, whether or not y'all decide to dip into the store and try and steal some things. So with that in, what's up, Max?
What? Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
All right.
I definitely think we should try and get ourselves a little bit of something while we're there. Profit margin.
I do. If we really need to get a look at the inside, my thought would be to send Katie and Ari, or Nines and Katie, or Ari and Nines, some combination of you guys inside as customers.
Taste the joint.
Yeah. I think it's you two
valid.
could make a pretty believable getting engaged. I don't know, some reason to go to a jewelry
We
store.
just got engaged, and Ari is just going up to Nines and going like, "Oh,
Oh,
my
God.
goodness, we just got engaged. You can get me the rock."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, shopping for a fancy rock for you because you deserve the fanciest of shiny rock.
Don't
Right.
you just? And
Yeah.
immediately she's just all like head on the shoulder, like stroking like your chin, sort of style. Like,
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. We can
Okay.
do that.
All right. So as part of your information gathering, y'all are going to do some going in. Okay. So you guys, you folks pull up to this diamond store, which I don't believe you had the name of. Correct me if I'm
Isn't
wrong
it
for my note
the-
takers.
Thousand Island Gem Refinery?
Yes, that is exactly where it is. And as you approach the, in fact, you know what? You got +1 that you can add to any of your rolls this whole session for that, because that is exactly the name, and you pulled it out right out of the fucking. I've only mentioned it one time, so good job.
Is the gem refinery in Brightstone or White Crown?
The gem refinery is in Brightstone.
Okay.
It is not across the water. So Nines and Ari, you enter this gem refinery, and it calls itself a gem refinery as a nod to its past, but it is currently operated as a jewelry store. And as you walk in, you see this very, very weaselly looking man with a very thin mustache, and hair that looks like he took glue and smoothed it back. very like a pasty white color, with these very bright blue eyes. And he says, "Oh, yes, welcome, welcome. Please come in, esteemed customers and guests. Welcome to the Gem Refinery. What can I help you find?"
Well, my beloved over here is actually getting me. And she like grabs both of like one of Nine's hands with both hands. It's just like an engagement ring.
Oh my goodness, the festivities never cease. Just after the holidays, so well deserved. A beautiful couple, surely.
Yeah.
Well, I could show you to the standard engagement diamonds, and then perhaps we can find a band you like as well.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Wouldn't that be wonderful, darling?
Absolutely. So we can start with standard and see if anything meets your needs.
See,
And
I'm
then
very
cruise.
particular. You may have to show me the whole store.
Oh, well, then that will just be what I dedicate the rest of my day to. Please follow me, follow me. While this is happening inside, Bishop and Cull, are you casing the joint outside as well?
Yeah, that feels like a good idea for me.
Okay. So as you're, oh, sorry, Cull, what'd you say?
So you probably check out the security and layout and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that. So both of you go ahead and make me some survey rolls.
Survey.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dot in that one. Nice. 5.
Okay.
2.
All right. Bishop, you managed to call, you notice the obvious things. There's only one back door. There's no ladder to the top, et cetera, et cetera. Bishop, you notice that there is someone who is dressed the same way the security guards of this place are dressed, which, as a note, they are all dressed in this like deep brown tunic that has a yellow insignia that matches what is on the signs above the doors and a lot of the filigree inside. There's this yellow insignia on the top right hand, like above a breast pocket. And you notice, Bishop, that there is another guard outside of the diamond store in a building across from the diamond store. So like as you're on the opposite street of where the entrance is, there's like if it's the back of the diamond store, the streets, and then a house, they are just sitting in this other house, but pointedly watching the back door. And they notice you notice them and just sort of like, just nod at you and continue to watch the back door.
I'll like continue on walking my path as if I wasn't looking for them at that point.
Right.
Is there anyone that's like inside the store the entire time that Ari and Nines like is in there? Or I guess that's a question for them when they get back.
Yeah, because they're actually contrary to like a normal movie depiction of a diamond store, there are not very many windows into this building. The front of it does have a glass front toward like the top, like a skylight kind of deal that you can kind of see into, but you do have to go through the like very heavy metal doors before you can actually see the interior of most of the space.
Makes sense.
But speaking of which, Ari and Nines, both of you make survey rolls for me.
+1, right? Because I knew a thing.
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
That's
5 for
4.
Nines. 4 for Ari. All right. So both of you are catching these details of you count there are about 9 guards that you notice on the main showroom floor. There is another floor that you know for sure. And there seems to be another like off area that is a little weird. Do any of you have points in do you have points in finesse, tinker, or study?
I have a point in finesse.
Finesse, I have
Okay.
a point in, yeah.
All right, so RA9s, you both recognize that it looks kind of like a museum exhibit. Like the way that it's set up, it looks almost like there's like something to see in the next room. That's more of a showpiece rather than something that's available for public consumption. And the man who introduces his name is Percival. He says, so this is where we keep the diamond rings that you would consider standard, that range from about, 2 to 5 coin. Now, if any of these diamonds are below your obviously quite considerable bride's worth, there are more pieces that I could retrieve from the back if you'd like.
Oh, can we look at the back one? Can we please take a look at the back?
I suppose we can. Anything for you, Doc.
Oh, of course. We have all day, of course. And he begins to lead you toward the back area, and you turn onto that showroom floor, and you see various artifacts, almost like long forgotten relics, the types of things that Leviathan ship captains will retrieve on expeditions. They appear to have a couple. Ari, one for you makes the entire world go black. You see one that is held aloft on a podium. And as you see it, you know in your mind that it's called the Source Amulet. That is the name of this artifact. And you hear a flapping of wings, and there's a buzzard that perches itself right above the amulet and then turns and looks at you. And then you snap back into the current point in time and says, well, this are more of our prestigious items that the gem refinery has become known for housing such beautiful things, and they're part of the reason for the ever-enhancing security. So, the diamonds that you purchase here are under your own protection, or under the protection of ours until they are under your own care. You don't have to worry about getting anything that needs to be prepared, fitted, to make sure it perfectly encapsulates the finger and accentuates all of your features. If you wait right here, I can go retrieve the display case that has the rest of our engagement baubles, yes? And
I think that would be lovely.
Scurries off into the back, leaving you two standing in this exhibit area. It's not really even big enough to be a hall, really.
Ari's immediately going to just like walk right up to that stone.
Okay. As you get closer, you see that it is this large but flat, almost like a tablet of stone that looks roughly carved. The actual stone itself is about the size of the palm of your hand, and surrounding it there are these gray and blue beads. This appears to be an amulet, and underneath it there's a placard that says the Source Amulet, date of origin unknown, donated by Leviathan Captain Dr. Leonard Church.
You don't suppose that if I were to touch it, we'd have to buy it?
Like, what is there like a case around it?
Mhm.
Or is it just like?
Yeah.
You could put your hand on the glass. I don't even know how much something like this would go for.
And Ari will start to look around to see if there's any sort of security or breach of security sort of thing in this room.
There are guards in this room, and they are watching you, but you don't get. There are handprints on the glass. Like you don't get the sense that they'll like immediately throw you out if you touch the glass of the display.
Got you. Well, she'll notice that there are guards watching, and she'll back off on looking as interested as she clearly was giving into.
Mm.
You notice the
Yeah.
as well. Okay. Well, I say
I think it's very beautiful,
Great
but I wouldn't say it's necessarily an engagement ring, but definitely something to think back on for perhaps a wedding gift, maybe?
definitely,
Definitely
something that
something
I
to-
think we should return for.
Yes, of course.
Now then, do you want to do a big messy breakup to get out of here?
Not immediately. I kind of want to see what these other specialty rings are going to be, but if you
Oh
want
yes,
to,
we'll check
big
them
messy
out
break.
first, but then you cheap out and say that you're not going to buy the most expensive one. I
Right,
get
right.
angry. We toss the rings around and then we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fun. Do we want to cause much of a scene that our faces are recognizable?
Just a little scene.
I mean, we could do like I left my coin in the car. I have to go get it. And then we just don't come back. We could do that. But if you want to cause a little bit of a scene, I suppose we can. I don't want to deprive you of a scene. Oh, I've already started the scene and now it's not going well. You look upset.
Oh no. There's all.
I am
We'll
sorry.
see
We
how
can
the
call-
vibe goes. We'll see how the vibe goes.
Well,
If it's awkward, we'll coin it. If it's not awkward, we'll just trash the joint and leave.
right, of course.
Excellent.
And with that, Percival returns holding this large diamond case that he's got like set on both of his arms. And there is a guard that is walking with him, which makes 12 guards that you've seen thus far, counting the showroom floor. You have not been upstairs yet. Yes, as he approaches, he says, "Now, these beautifully crafted items are handmade by our Artist Initiative program. We take various crafters from across the different places and give them a place to display their work for a small 3% charge. Of course, you understand." He shows, and you see that there are some pretty nice rings. They're not inlaid with just diamonds. They're also inlaid with, there are some that have rubies and sapphires. And there's one very, very simple circular black obsidian band that has a huge pearl set in the center of where it would be. And Percival goes into a explanation of how the artists who made these are so lucky that they were able to showcase their gems in such a beautiful place, and etc., etc.
That's the one.
Which
That's
one?
the ring. The obsidian with the pearl inset.
I
Oh,
was
yes.
figuring you would say that.
The obsidian one with the pearl inset. Let me see here. That's going to cost about 7 coin, and we can, of course, do that in monthly installments if necessary. Yes.
That one, darling. Not any of the other ones, like a black wedding band, dear. I 7. You said 7 coin. It was
7 coin, yes. But we can do. There is an installment plan.
Oh, what's the installment plan? The monthly and the installment
Oh.
plan.
There is a 45% interest, but outside of that,
Damn it. 45.
Am I
Hmm.
not worth 45% interest?
oh dear.
I mean,
Am I not even 60 or 55% of the other bit of your interest?
You are worth 100% of my interest, just not necessarily my wallet's interest.
Oh my.
I can't believe I'm
Not
hearing
what I
this.
meant.
We're only a
That is-
few days away from the event.
I know.
We've already paid for the catering.
I know. I've waited for far too long to do this, and now it's at a bad point, isn't it? You wanted to go here of all places to find one, didn't you?
I think I left my wallet in the car.
Oh dear.
Um,
She seems quite perturbed. Perhaps you should buy one of the 3 coin rings to make amends.
oh, 3 coin.
And you see, as you question the price again, you see this man sigh very deeply and go, I believe I'll be putting these back. And he turns and very snootily walks away.
I'm just gonna kind of pull out my wallet and sadly look down at it and then trudge outside.
The guard that was standing with him goes, hey, dude, I mean, a ring's just a ring, man. You know, true love will make it through all that. You got it. You're good,
Thanks,
buddy.
man.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm hoping,
Hey,
but
fingers crossed. Good luck. And he turns and walks into the back as well. And you exit the store, and after doing a few loops so you don't, so you can maintain the illusion, you meet back up with the rest of your crew to share information. So with that, I would say that y'all are definitely gonna add more than 1 die to the pool of the engagement roll.
the
For that
engagement roll.
Fantastic.
Pull it out.
Engagement.
Right? Hey. Yes.
What I know, the path the tunnel leads to this building that was dug.
You
from the
would
direction.
like looking at it, it comes up under the back of this place. So that guard that Bishop clocked sitting in a house, you're going to walk right under that house to get into somewhere in the back.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to get a layout of where we possibly might come up. I don't want to come up in the
It's-
middle. Or
yeah,
the
you-
front.
Yeah, it's not going to be in the middle of the show floor. It seems to be one of the back rooms. Which one, you're not sure.
Because one of the back rooms is the artifact room, and then presumably an office or something, right? Or
Yeah.
a storage.
Yeah, you didn't enter into there, but it's 2 other rooms of that contain you don't know what.
Well, I think that went well.
I certainly think it went off without a hitch.
Is that another joke? Because it went off without a
Getting
hitch,
hitched.
getting hitched.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's really funny. Yeah,
I have my moments.
you have plenty of moments, darling. How did it go with y'all? Cool.
A security room out back, across the street.
Probably should talk
Good job. We'll pop in a tunnel and meander back, I guess.
All right. So y'all return to the hideout. And as you do, is there anything else you'd like to do to assist in the planning of this?
I mean, do we want to talk plan?
Yeah, I mean, Bishop will share everything that they saw regarding the guards that sit across the street. And now I get to inquire if you guys think there were any plainclothes guards within the store.
Were there any just like other people around in the store, or was it just like security seemed to be like clearly marked? Were there like just like other customers wandering around?
From what you could tell, the clientele was pretty light, but there probably aren't a lot of people who can afford to shop here. But there was maybe like one other couple. You know that most of the deals are sealed into the back rooms. So if someone already had a prior arrangement, they wouldn't have been on the show floor. There didn't seem to be very many people populating, or there didn't seem to be very many customers populating the areas that you went to. As far as guards, they all were wearing those brown tunics with the yellow insignia stitched in the top right-hand corner, and you saw 12 of them.
What do you think the security is like at night?
I'm not entirely sure if they ramp it up or ramp it down.
I would think that they don't need as many people because
The door,
There-
right?
aren't customers to watch. Like, there hypothetically shouldn't be anyone in the store who could pocket anything, and they probably have some other kind of security measures other than just a locked door. So I can't imagine there would be more guards than there are during the daytime.
They definitely have
don't know.
some items of note, though, that might be worth having a few sticky fingers around.
Like the whole artifact room.
The whole artifact room's a gold mine.
And there was
Is it-
that one donated by Leonard Church, which is another
Particular
Interesting.
interest.
idea.
That is interesting. He donated something to a jewelry store.
A source amulet.
Why not a museum?
Exactly.
Weird.
Unless he needed money.
Then it wouldn't be a donation. He would have sold it.
And he had a Leviathan ship. I mean, you would think he would sell most things that he would get.
So something about this he wants out there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something he needed to get rid of.
That sounds a little bit more likely to me.
But then why put your name to it? Why not do an anonymous donation?
I don't know. I've never been rich enough to like know the semantics of anonymous donation. I don't know.
I feel like if you're going to donate something, you want your name to it so people know that you're a good person because you donated.
Maybe
At
he
least-
thought that it would make him look good
Hmm.
while he was really saving his own skin.
Both are
Perhaps.
plausible. Well, I definitely think we should absolutely include it in our list of things to grab.
Yeah.
The crows call me to it.
So we want to rob the store then.
Yes.
Okay.
It's looking more likely.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna rob the store. The good news is we have a back entrance,
Mhm.
so at least those guards that sit across the street, we don't have to worry about immediately. They can't see you coming in if you come in from underground.
The question,
But
the problem is we have to get from underground to above ground.
yeah, that's a big one.
You know.
Is
And
there
we-
not like a connection? I thought there was like a way up into it.
I mean, the tunnel like leads like most of the way up, right? And then like the floor is like right above it. We don't know quite how far that distance is, but like theoretically, it's right below it
Okay.
from the movie magic.
So
We
you
know
just you need a way to get through the floor.
Be like the penguins of Madagascar.
You can certainly
Circle
try.
out. It's a horrible idea. Don't listen to me. Listen to Ryan. Ryan makes good plans.
Hmm.
So, with all of that having been said, and us officially deciding that we are planning to rob the store, we are going to have to settle on a plan type. Do you all think that robbing this jewelry store will be a matter of assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport? What type of crime are you planning to enact?
I feel like stealth is probably the word here because between stealth and deception, which seem like the most likely to me, the best thing would just to have no one see us at all. So there shouldn't have to be a deception if it goes right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It might be nice to place a fake in the place of where some of the more notable items are, if we wanted to go deception.
Placing a fake would be fun.
That would be really fun. But do we have the
Perhaps.
capability to?
We could always reach out to one of our contacts. Heck, I'm sure Katie would be amazing at fabricating.
And do we know any prop makers? Anyone that for some reason has a master's degree in making props? Because that would be kind of like a lame thing for a person to do.
What's your degree in again?
I have a master's degree in making props.
Oh, okay. just double checking.
Yeah, sorry.
You do have one 7-year-old rook if you'd like to deploy him.
Yeah, make us a new
What summer camp to?
Paper
Yeah.
and glue.
I can get my little brother some macaroni, and he can make a something.
Just replace with them.
Just send him to the diamond store with a note pinned on him.
Yeah.
My mama said, "Come get this."
That would just pin the
Also-
robbery on a 7-year-old. Like,
The other thing I think we have to think about is, I mean, this is a big job, and we're going to have to find somewhere to pawn this off to actually make money off of it for our trouble.
Mhm.
Not just take it. That's only the first half of the job.
Sure, there's a bunch of people that would love to have knocked over this jewelry store.
As
It
long
would
as
it
somebody
would certainly
thinks.
increase someone's reputation if they could do something that hadn't been done before.
It's one of those things. If we do it all by ourselves, we skyrocket. If we need help, we get a little bit of notice.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, we don't
Well,
really
Tom
want
does
people to
want
know
you
that
to
we.
be the best gang in the city.
The best and the most famous are often not the same thing.
it's like one of those things. You want to be stealthy, but also famous for your stealth.
We could leave a calling card,
More to be.
you know, like that one other famous group from that
The
one
Blue Man
faraway
group?
place.
Blue
No.
Man Group. It's like a little blue stain.
You're just gonna leave blue stains everywhere.
Sorry, we only take things that are blue, which luckily Source Amulet has some blue on it, so we can take it.
No, I was serious though. We could leave like a symbol or something to identify like that the Blue Phantoms were here. You know, if you guys want to go that route.
Well, the thing is, the first job we pulled was supposed to be completely stealthy, but we still got found out. Eyes and ears are everywhere.
Yeah.
I
I mean, Kane
Kane
will know.
found out. The Bog Spawn found out.
The bog spawn was set up for it.
Interesting indeed. But you all do seem settled that this will be a stealth plan, yes? All right.
Yeah.
Well, as we continue to crosstalk and all those things, you can go ahead and start picking your loadouts and let me know when you've settled on them.
Do we want to, as we do this, talk about like a who is doing what solution or division? I don't know what word to use.
Yeah. I mean, probably.
So we should have
So-
multiple people on the actual swap out of the merchandise, because I assume that cutting through the floor might be a little noisy.
If we can get through quick, I have a way to reduce the noise.
That's good to hear.
Is your friend still around? The one.
Genevieve,
Yeah.
I haven't seen her, and it's not like she has a phone I can call her on.
Right.
I've been kind of hoping she pops up because we met this weird guy. I think we talked about this. Bishop briefly,
Otto, right?
briefly retells what happened with Otto. It's kind of been itching at the back of my mind. I assume she's still around, but I don't know. Haven't seen her.
I mean,
I could like walk around aimlessly and yell her names and hopes that she'll show up, but that's really all I got.
a little unnecessary. It'd just be nice if we could have, someone that could just go whoop through the floor and all, and see what the sitch is before we bust on in.
Is this something that we urgently need to do, like at the crack of dawn tomorrow?
Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it as you plan. The
So
first job was given a time limit by Tom, but this is a job that y'all are sourcing completely on your own.
All right. So in that case, I can look for her, and hopefully she won't mind. She didn't mind helping us last time, but there was something in it for her.
Right.
She doesn't seem like the type for that to matter, but I won't force her.
Yeah.
So
We should definitely come up with a plan that doesn't involve her in case we can't find her.
There's also whoever originally dug the tunnel. We don't know what their time scale is.
I thought that guy was dead.
Well, the person that made him do it.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure he wouldn't end up dead if he was planning on using it.
I'm having a thought.
What's the thought?
Well, Alex is wanting to laugh more than Harvey is at that one. But my thought is, Nyrix, she knows many contacts, as we all know, and a lot of the people who visit the brothels are often using some sort of forged ID, some sort of forged anything, really. Maybe that's how I can find somebody to make us a fake, if we did still want to possibly do that. We can at least probably get ourselves some fake IDs to pull off being inside security for that night if we wanted to go that route too.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but when you look at me, do you think the words inside security?
I don't know, you have an intimidating aura to you. I'm intimidated right now. Love you.
If Nyrix has something to help us with, if you think that fake ideas are the right idea, I don't know. I was planning on doing my usual for this one, and Bishop makes like the I'm holding a sniper rifle hands, because that is what Bishop is supposed to do, but has not really gotten a chance to do in the campaign.
So you kind of want to be stationed outside, keeping watch and taking pot shots if anything starts happening.
If anyone's gonna run in the front door to try and catch you, I'll make sure they don't cross the threshold.
Mhm.
So
We have.
our main obstacle getting in would be finding a way to punch through concrete or wait for whoever commissioned the tunnel to do it for us.
Get that 7-year-old a spoon and start digging.
Oh, yes.
Maybe we can
Hold him up there.
check in on it, like over the course of a few days or a week. We can see if there's progress being made in the tunnel, if anyone is actively working on it at this time. And if it looks that way, we can wait for them to do the work for us. But if it isn't, then we might have to give it a nudge.
Yeah.
Because if we explode it, it's going to be loud, and that will draw attention. But it'd be fun to explode.
There's no denying that.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would be.
it'd be a blast.
But if we're supposed to be phantoms, then aren't we supposed to be like in and out, like nothing was ever there? Not very phantom-like of us.
No matter what, there's going to be a fucking hole in the floor. Unless we throw a rug over it and then someone falls in, and they scream and it's funny. Set up a little spike pit down there.
We could put a rug over it.
Fucking Percival fall through the hole.
Oh, good heavens!
He lands on his head and it just like sticks in the ground.
Those feet tangling up in the air.
And then if we cut a hole, we could get. What was the flooring in the establishment?
There's only 2 floors.
No,
You're
like
not.
the floor. Well,
It's
like-
marble. It's like
marble.
marble topped and concrete underneath.
Okay, great.
Wait, that's not horrible.
Mhm.
Now, a little bit of Max knowledge is going to come through because my dad makes mosaics as a hobby. It wouldn't be the most awful thing to quick repair. You just need like a significant amount of grout. You could definitely get it to stay back in place if we cut
Okay.
a hole, especially if it's tiled or it already has grooves within the marble. We could try to follow the pattern and just pop it back in.
It would just be hard to do if we're coming at it from the bottom to trace out a
Yeah.
tile. What we could do, this is some Becca Morgan knowledge coming in, we could paint a marble treatment like on a fake piece that we could slot back in. Painting marble is relatively simple.
This is something that we weren't supposed to talk about at all today. No one expected this.
This is fantastic.
We
I'm
could.
learning so much.
Okay, first thing first. How cut hole in floor?
How cut hole in floor? That's a great question.
Let's start there before we figure out how we're gonna, patch it.
Hey,
Do you
Ari.
want power tools
we
for
need-
this?
A saw of some kind, right? Like, you.
While technology is a little bit more advanced than steampunk, there are not power tools yet, unfortunately.
Okay, cool.
What was Max? What were you
Oh
saying?
no, I was saying that we need a saw. But if there aren't power tools, then that would be something that we would have to do by hand, and I don't actually like that. I don't think that is going to work.
Do we know what tools we used to dig the tunnel in the first place? Are those still there?
Yeah, when you guys were walking down that tunnel, there were pickaxes and hats in like a box, which you'd still have to do manually, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have half an idea, but it involves Genevieve.
Okay.
So there's this symbol thing It was in the closet in that house.
What,
Yeah. And I hate it, and it kind of made me feel sick. And Genevieve doesn't like it either, and hence I definitely don't like it. But it makes her like a person again when she looks at it.
Mm-hmm. We would just have to get
So
that
she
symbol in the building.
could, if we somehow planted the symbol for her to look at in the building, she could come up, corporeate, cut the hole for us from the top
In the tile shape.
in the tile shape.
Bishop and Ari, roll me occult. Or sorry, fucking attune.
Yep.
Too many vampires on the brain.
I have no dots, so that'll. Oh god. Okay, at least it wasn't both ones, but one.
I'm gonna bring demolition tools on my loadout, I think. Just in case.
Also, as a point of note, just to know for consideration, in world, not knowing how to get into a place is the type of thing that you can reach out to someone in the black, like in the underground for. Like there are, you don't know everything, but you could get a hold of a demolitions expert or something like that. You'd have
I
to
probably
compensate them, but that is things like that you can specifically outsource of, like, you know, or like if you needed like a glass blower for something like that type of specialty work you can outsource pretty effectively.
Does anyone know anyone that would know anything?
Actually, let me see what this button does.
I got 3, by the way, for my attune.
Okay.
Max.
Oh, you did a thing. There you go. So it's a 5. Gotcha. So with a 5, it's hard to describe, Ari, but you know that symbol because you looked at it and had a moment with that symbol. You know that symbol was just paint on wood. There wasn't anything special about what that symbol in particular was made of. It is the symbol that caused the reaction, not that or where it was in particular. Arranging something in that pattern is
The key
runic,
more.
almost, in effect.
Got you. So it's not so much the source that it's on, it's more the symbol itself is the important part.
Indeed.
So really this symbol could be on any surface. And we might find a similar effect.
And also, for the sake of your plannings, consider that you have multiple days to do this. So you can go into the store and try and set things up secretly to assist you for when you do complete the heist.
Yeah, but how is Genevieve supposed to get the tools to punch a hole in the floor into the building if she's going in as a ghost?
We'd have to plant them.
I mean, all right. Ari and I could not, a fake relationship could not break up. And we go back and we try to set up one of the installment payment plans. So then we get into one of the back rooms to discuss that. And then maybe we try to gauge from wherever we're walking where the tunnel is. underneath, so then we know where we would come up. Because yeah, what's up?
Is there OSHA? Like, is there OSHA in this world?
Sure, absolutely.
So hypothetically, they have to have a bathroom somewhere.
Yep.
There has to be a bathroom.
Yep.
100%.
Hide something in the tank, right?
Yeah, in the tank, or if there's like a beneath like cabinet in the sink, there's probably like plumbing tools already down there. You could tuck it right behind it.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else y'all want to plan out for this?
How often will we be able to get the items within our loadout? Like, how much access do we have to the mobile? Like a few days.
I would say that you have just a whatever is a believable amount considering what the item is. Like if you take dynamite or something as one of your items, you probably don't have like 30 sticks of dynamite, but you don't necessarily have one.
So it's going to depend on what it is, on how often we can get it.
Yeah. It depends on like, what's up, Beck?
No, you can finish your thought.
But it's just like contextually, it depends on the thing. Like if you take a pickaxe as your equipment, like 2, like maybe, but like 5, why would you have 5 pickaxes? But if that's part of the plan to bring 5 pickaxes, then that is that wouldn't be loadout. Like loadout is just like on your person, what are you personally carrying with you into this heist? Yeah, what's up?
Question about the Rage Essence Vial. It says it increases the user's strength. How much would it theoretically increase strength? Like bust through concrete?
Well, it increases strength. I shouldn't give you this information to you for free, but I will.
Great. Thank you. Love you.
It increases strength based on a multiplier. Okay. So you'd want to give it to certainly the strongest person you have. Punching through concrete, I would say that you could do it, but to do it in a timely manner and not take time to, for like precautions on your own safety, I would say that you would take damage based on a roll if you wanted to just punch straight through it. But you could.
Okay. Interesting.
You might like Newton's third law yourself to a broken hand, though, with the sound of that.
You also don't know when the rage essence wears off, and you are less than coherent when under the influence of the rage essence.
And you could turn that pickaxe on one of us.
Not that bad. Not like blind Freddy versus Jason bad, but it's just stealth would be less of a concern to you.
Yeah,
sure.
If you want me to just take a pickaxe and go ham,
I'll do a way to keep that quiet. If you want to punch straight through.
If the tunnel maker finishes the tunnel, is this just like a moot point?
The tunnel is finished. I can save you some time on worrying about that, is that the tunnel is finished. It's just meant to get you under. You don't know what their plan was to break through the concrete, but the tunnel is done. That's why the man was taken out.
All right, so nothing else is going to happen there.
Yeah, if we go with the punch, with the rage punching it through, we could potentially do that quietly, but I think it'd probably take Nines out for the rest of the heist.
If we punch through, we also might be able to blame it on someone else, because none of us would usually have the ability to do that.
I mean, I'm not the best really at stealth anyway. Not, subtle.
And I don't really seem to be much of a puncher. But I think we have a plan here with this.
All right, we still need to worry about guards or security inside, though.
Oh, and then I'm high on rage, and I can just pop up in there and just destroy him. Easy. Huh? Or do you not want to kill anyone? That's probably a no-kill situation, huh?
I suppose one of the things that I believe I have Spirit Bane Charm. Oh, sorry, not Spirit Bane Charm. Sorry, a Trance Powder.
You have used that to great effect in the past.
There could be no reason why I couldn't walk in, charm the pants off of everybody, and get them out.
Also, we could all wear, like, masks, something. So even if they see us, they don't, see us.
We could have code names.
We already have code names. We never use them.
And we never use them. The blue-themed ones? Yeah.
Yeah, those.
I've honestly forgotten everyone's. I'm going to be honest about it.
Yeah, I don't remember what anybody's code names is either.
I remember mine.
I know mine.
I remember what mine is.
I know
Yeah.
mine. Oh, good. We all know ours, but we're
And we
not
all
going to
know
tell each
our
other.
own.
There you go. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. All right.
But yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
have
Okay,
a-
so the plan is to clarify for like Max myself, I guess. So the plan is that Nines is going to use the serum to punch up, and Ari is going to go through with Nines and use the trans powder to take care of any guards on the floor, and then the rest of us are left to acquire the goods, and we all get out.
Well, I have silence potions, so we could punch through silently.
Ooh, yeah.
Punch through silently. That's even better.
Even better.
I think we should still stake it out, see what kind of activity goes on at night, and then maybe see if we can track down exactly where the tunnel will pop up. But if we
What
can't,
exactly is
then
our entrance point?
Yeah.
Whether we're going to be right in front of the guards, or whether maybe we managed to appear in the janitor's closet
someone in the back.
or the
so it won't-
WC.
Hmm.
Though I would
Cool.
rather not go through a sewage pipe again.
All right. Sounds like y'all got a pretty concrete plan. So I'm going to say 1 die for sheer luck. I'm going to give y'all 2 dice for this plan. Do I want to take any dice away?
No, you love us.
No, actually, I'm going to add 1 more for what we'll call unforeseen circumstances. So who would like to roll me the 4d6 for the engagement roll? And
I
you
have
know
one
what?
more question.
What's up? Go for it.
Do you guys want me to look for Genevieve before we do this? Do you still want to have her there, or is it unnecessary now?
I mean, it would be more nice if she could like get in there like at night to see what the kind of patrol is like.
Okay, so I can look for her in like the time. Right.
Ryan, you've been stealthily chosen for this engagement role, by the way. When we get to that point, I'll let you know.
So I can try to find her in the time that leads up to the job, and if I find her, I can ask her to pop in during the night and see what the guard arrangement is like. Okay,
Nice.
that was my question.
All right. So you go and attempt to find Genevieve, and if you at some point go back to where you first saw her, you would see her again there, wearing the necklace now. She will agree to help you and be on lookout, etc., etc. And Ryan, when you're ready, go ahead and roll me 4d6 and tell me what you get.
I'm gonna tell you all of them, or just
Yep,
the
give me
highest?
all of them.
I got 2 2s, a 3, and a 6.
Okay. So, with 2 2s, a 3, and a 6, that means you all are starting in a controlled position once again. Your planning has given you a boon of effort. Everything you are doing that's related to the mission is going to be plus 1d for the duration of this mission. So, Bishop's finding Genevieve. Are there any other pre-heist things that y'all want to get into? Or are we good to jump to y'all in the tunnel?
Oh,
I think I just want to put the cart that I bought for half a coin, like in tunnel, just so we can throw shit on it and book it out.
do we prefer Bishop staked outside, or do we want Bishop in on the operation?
I will say, if Bishop is staked outside, there is a high building across that you would be able to look down through that skylight in, and you would be able to see most of the show floor with your sight.
That would be pretty helpful.
I think you have to keep closer eye on that security building across the street. That's one.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe I could try to station myself up on the side that the gem store is, so that I would have a view across of anyone coming in.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. All right. And with
Take
that,
it to the max.
there is a montage of people assembling their loadouts. Nines,
Yo.
what is your loadout size?
I'm bringing a 5, a normal
Ooh.
load.
Normal load for nines. Okay. And Bishop, what is your loadout size?
I'm at normal loadout as well.
Okie dokie. Ari, what you packing?
I am packing a trance powder, a cane sword, and burglary gear. So I'm on a light load.
Okay. Keeping it live. And Cull, how much gear you taking?
I think I'm gonna go with a light load. Normal load.
All right. Gotcha. And then you all can figure out the details of what your load is over the break, because we are going to go to break real quick. And when we come back, we are going to begin the heist of the Thousand Island Gem Refinery. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you get some water, get up, do some stretches, and we'll see you soon. Oh, hi. Welcome back to Blue Ghosts, episode 4, another Sunset edition. Waste not, want not. When we last left, our gang of criminals have settled on a plan to rob the Thousand Island Gem Refinery. And I believe we are now cutting to nightfall. The camera pushes down past the clouds and onto a large roof where, lying prone with probably a thermos, a set of binoculars, and their old, very elegant looking sniper rifle, is Bishop. And Bishop, as you peer into the front of the through the skylight, you see that from the second floor and the first floor, there are a number of guards that you can attempt to make out. Go ahead and roll me. What I want to get this proper because I know this is like literally your class's thing. Is it study or survey in this case? Which one is the the stat to do this?
I have both of them. I think the one that comes with the character was survey.
Okay.
They have the same amount of dots, so I'm not playing you.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll a survey for me.
6.
Okay. With a 6, you there's something comforting about doing this again. The normalcy of it, like being back in the groove of just being up in a high place by yourself in the cold stillness, and you look through the glass lens attached to your rifle, and you count out 11 guards in total between the second and first show floor. From this angle, you cannot see into any of the back rooms, or that, which includes the area where the artifacts are. But yes, you can make out 11 guards. And you have this small little doohickey is the only real word for it. It's very analogic and is very, very new technology. But it's essentially like a Morse code transponder. It's about the length of your wrist to the end of your pinky. And it's just a small little like board for you to send dots or dashes through to the other receiver, which we see you type in 11 for the number of guards you see, and the camera pans down across the front of the gem refinery and into the underground tunnel where we see the receiver going off in Cole's hands. That's letting you know there are 11 guards. And Cole, I believe you had a flashback.
Yeah, I want to do a flashback, like during the planning, to see if I could find someone who would be able to shut off the power to this building, or at least cut the lights.
Okay. So we have this flashback sequence of you going from contact to contact in almost this like slideshow. You know, the slideshow where the images don't slow all the way down sometimes in games, and it's just like, and then the scene changes and it does the same thing. There are a couple of those until you meet across this person named Witzel, who is in charge of some of the power things. He's a friend of Laszlo's. And if you would
I'm also willing to pay at least 2 coin.
Well, since this is a you can settle that debt after the heist. Yeah. That's one of the mechanics for anyone who helps y'all. You can pay them after you have your payout. But you are also going to need to spend 2 stress to enact this flashback, I'll say.
Gotcha.
And you also, in the other hand, so in one hand you have that transceiver, and in the other hand, you have a pocket watch, and you know that the lights are going to go out in the building. When did you want the lights to go out? Like before you start breaking in, or
Damn near at the same time.
okay? So y'all are on a synchronized clock. You've got about, I'd say, like 3 to 5 minutes, like however long it takes y'all to actually break through the floor. That's when the lights will cut, because you all are professionals and it'll be synchronized. Nines, Ari, and Cull, y'all are underneath the diamond store.
We're gonna have to be ready to take the rage powder and the stealth potion to break through at the right time.
Yep. Nines is shaking it up like it's a protein shake. Getting all of it nice and chemically homogenized. Definitely no side effects from drinking 2 potions at the same time from 1 bottle. None whatsoever.
I could drink the
Gonna
I can
need these.
take the silence potion, and it'll still affect anything within 10 paces of me.
Ooh, special sauce. But yeah, so you all you hear the as the clock is ticking down, you get into your place. Nines, you down this potion and you feel every muscle in your body tense and flex, and they enlarge a bit, and you watch as Nines' eyes, the whites go black, and you take that pickaxe, and it is a joy for you to have something to whack against something else. And Cull, you down that stealth potion, which you feel it as you drink it. It almost feels like cold silver is pouring down your throat, and almost like it's coating the inside of your throat. And you begin to. There's this like slight flicker to what dim light is in the tunnel, and everything within 10 paces of you is silencered essentially. Yeah, you crack through the floor up top. Oh, I guess I did narratively make a little bit of a goof, because Bishop, you were going to go into the back guard check first, right? Before being up on the roof.
I was gonna go into the what?
The guard building that's across from the back entrance of the gem refinery. Or did I misunderstand that?
I thought that I was like trying to station on top of the side of the gem refinery when I actually so I went and counted the guards, and then I would settle on top on the gem refinery side so I could take care of anyone coming from the other building into the gem refinery.
Gotcha. Understood. So you have made your swap over to there. You of course have a watch with you as well, and you know that the rest of your crew should now be in the gem refinery. Nines, you put the pickaxe down and are just like standing there like vibrantly angry. Cull and Ari, your way has been made.
I need y'all to keep watch as Cull puts on his night vision goggles and his fine cloak and starts to make his way to the gym where the amulet is.
All right. So as you peek up into this place, this is the first time you've been inside the gem refinery. You see that the marble floors cracked and chips of it have spilled out on the above ground, but most of it fell into the hole that you've made. And you see that you are in what looks to be a storage area. this is another marbled place, and there are different gems that are just in locked cabinets back here. Yeah, that's what you see as you step into here. No guards in this room. It is it's also not a very big room. It's probably about the size of a walk-in closet, I'd say.
Ari will be probably closely trying to follow behind just in case she needs to pop over her shoulder and go, boo.
Yeah, he'll give us a signal if he runs into anyone, because no one can see but him.
Indeed, because it is pitch black in here with the power being cut, and you can hear footsteps to your right through the wall a bit, and voices that are trying to, it sounds like, get things in order. And there's a door in front of you. You try it, and it's locked.
You'll pick it.
All right, go ahead.
Fine locks. Fine pick.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me for, I think this would be prowl or finesse, I believe. That's what I would say. And don't forget, you have an additional D1 to your pool because y'all are in a controlled position.
I think I'll go with prowl.
Go for
Try
it.
to get in quietly. That would give me 3 die. Uh, 1 6.
Okay, so with that 6, with almost no effort at all, Ari, you didn't even see Cole's hands produce. You just see him try the door, hear it lock, and then he just tries it again from your perspective, and it's unlocked. And you step through and creep out. I need both of you to make me a prowl check.
Ooh, prowl check.
I would say that, Ari, you can add an extra... both of you can add an extra die to your pools because of Cole's potion, that like dampening effect. There's no sound to your footsteps. You're just like creeping through this place silently.
Cool.
So that would give me 4, right?
Yep.
I got a 6.
Okay.
That'll give me 3.
Okay. So Cole, as you begin treading through here, you're about to round a corner into someone who just was out of your peripheral vision. And Ari, you hear Josiah's voice say, "Around the corner." And you instinctively just reach out and grab Cole around the waist and stop him. And the person just walks by and goes, "Happened to the damn lights? Why is it so dark in here?" And continues walking past, none the wiser of either of your presence. Where are you heading first?
Since it was important to Ari, I'm heading for the room with the amulet, letting her guide me there.
Okie doke. So y'all make your way to the exhibit room, and you see that Cole, you sort of stop for a second and case the room. There are no guards here. You're close enough to the show floor, though, that you can hear it and say, "Everyone, take a section, take 3 people, and guard it. I'm going to try and figure out what the hell's going on with the breaker. In the meantime, you, get the oil lamps, just in case I can't get this thing back on. Fucking place has too much money for this shit." And sort of tromps off near your direction, but he hangs a left. Yeah, the artifact room is yours for the call. This is the first time you've been in here. You notice that the other artifacts are one is like this long black spear that is called the Spear of Venetrix. Then there is a this like it's hard to describe. It's like this polyhedral dodecahedron. That's, I guess, is the best term for it. Like this 12-sided pentagonal faced object that's got these gems in the center that are not moving, but they give the illusion of, like, just based on how they're weaved in the center of this dodecahedron, they give the illusion of movement. And that one is called a beacon of possibility. And there's also, of course, the source amulet.
Yeah, we'll go for that first since we're on a limited time scale.
Okay. You slide over to the case. Go ahead and give me a prowl check with your thieves' tools to get this case off in a quiet, efficient manner.
The effect is also easier because of the special ability I have.
Okay, for sure.
I have Infiltrator.
Oh,
Those security measures are at their lowest level.
There you go. So when the power was cut, so was this alarm.
6.
All right. With a 6, you produce this small scalpel-like tool that you press with the palm of your hand, and then with the other hand, you slide it around, and it makes that terrible sound of cutting glass, but you manage to take the large palmed circle off of it, and you can reach into the interior of where the source amulet is.
Yeah, I grab it.
Okay, roll me a d20 as you touch the source amulet.
I rolled a 1.
Yay! So as you touch this amulet, you hear
hello? Is someone here?
He's looking towards Ari to see if she reacted to that.
Ari's just looking at you, waiting for you to take that amulet, I would assume.
I guess I'm hearing things too. he'll lead her out. Like, because there's at least 3 of us that have heard random voices already.
It's true.
He'll deal with that when we're outside.
All right. You pocket it, and the voice continues and says,
excuse me. Do you know what year it is? Can you hear me?
Yes, he'll if he's speaking in his own head, he'll go, yes, I can hear you in kind of a tight spot right now. I'll get to you in a few minutes.
And there's no response.
Yeah.
And you hear Josiah's voice, Ari, say, ugh. And as a point of note, Ari, that's the ethereal sight that you've been blessed as a child of the Buzzards. The entire interior of this store is pitch black, and Call has night vision goggles. Since you have come up to the ground level of this store, you knew exactly where the source amulet was. Like, you couldn't exactly see it so much, but you knew where it was, and you still, like, almost feel it outlined in Call's pouch.
Constant drawn to it.
Mm-hmm, exactly that. Meanwhile, Bishop, make me another survey roll.
Okay. With only 1d6 on my desk because I cleaned. Is it Do we have an extra die for the mission, or we don't have an
Yep.
extra die? We do. Okay.
You are currently in a controlled position.
Then I'm here with another 6.
Okay. With that 6, it is, you just barely hear it, but there's this slight sound that you hear. Just 2 like whistles or something almost. It was a very odd noise, but it came from the guard shack. And when you turn and point your sight down there, you see blood trickling out of the guard shack. And you see the 2 guards dead on the ground. And then you see a figure squat down, clad in a red cloak with a mask, and waving directly into your sight.
Can I use the Morse code tapper?
Mhm.
Red teams here is the message you get.
Okay. I would say
Uh,
since Cull is taking point inside the store, Ari, the transponder is on you, and you do receive this message. Bishop?
Otherwise, I'm gonna keep my sights on the person, even as they're waving.
You see that she steps over the bodies and takes the masks off and say, Can you come down? I want to talk to you.
Why is it always gotta be me? And all those guards are spoken for, so I suppose I can. So here I go.
And you begin to head downstairs. A few minutes before this, Nines, as you're sitting there feeling this, just feeling like everything vibrate through your molecules, you you notice that in one of the crates there's something else underneath where you picked the pickaxe from.
Oh.
And you look down, and it's this small statue or something. It's made of like a soft plastic, which this would be the first time Nines has ever really encountered anything like that. But Becca, you would recognize it as like a Funko Pop.
Oh.
And
Great.
It's of a girl with pink pigtails, and she's like giving a peace sign. And on the bottom of this little like statue, it says "Guard Shack?" ?
Okay. Can I help you? I'll just like I assume Nines was told where the guard shack is.
Yeah, you all had the same like plans laid out. You all have the same information.
What would be the best, quickest way for me to get to the guard shack? Would it be just going up through the hole?
That would be the quickest way by a pretty wide margin. This tunnel is fairly long, and it would take you probably 45 minutes just to get back to the start of it, like where that house is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Off
it
I
would
go, then. Okay.
You climb up, and as you do, you hear various guards standing around cases going, "It's cold as shit, man. Hate the winter." And you go ahead and make me a prowl check.
Oh, I don't have
And
hands.
add
Don't have hands.
add 2 dice to your pool.
Okay, to 70. Thank you. You.
No, thank you, she says.
I got a 5.
Okay. With a 5, you are able to. Most people are not watching the entrance. A lot of people are looking around cases, so you're able to duck around and through the front door, which is not locked from this side, which would normally have sounded an alarm, but the power's cut thanks to Call. So you managed to sneak out the front and around toward the back where the guard shack would be. And
Nine's just holding a Funko Pop.
Yep. And Ari and Cull, you two have gotten the source amulet. What else are you trying to get your hands on?
You said that storage when we entered in had a lot of stuff in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go for that as we exit.
All right. So you're heading back toward the exit. You hit up a couple of these cabinet boxes. Go ahead and make me one more prowl check to get back to that room.
We should take the one with the black obsidian with the pearl inset.
Sounds like that one won't be fenced.
Oh, there'll be a 5.
Okay. And then Ari with a prowl check.
Oh, that's a 2.
Okay. With a 5, luckily you make a couple of missteps behind Cull, but luckily there's no sound thanks to Cull's dampening potion at the moment. You manage to, all of your mistakes are covered under the shroud of that potion. And as you return to there, you can go ahead and roll a prowl check to crack them open as well. This one is just going to be Cull, I would assume. Unless Ari would like to try your hand at lockpicking some stuff.
I think Ari has a burglary kit, right?
I do have one on me, but you're on a roll. You're on fire at the moment, so I'm not going to stop that train.
There's more than enough cases, though.
That's true. I could also join in. Let's see.
5.
Yeah.
A 6.
6? Wow. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll 4d6. All right, y'all fill your coffers with about 16 coin worth of gems. You are loading up. This is the stuff that's too good for the show floor, and you have hit them in the sweetest pot possible. So you have 16 coin worth of gems, and now you need to find a fence after you get out of here. And as you begin descending back down the tunnel, you see that Nines is nowhere to be seen.
Nines.
And there's no indication of where they went, right?
Make a survey check for me.
Uh, 2.
With a 2, you don't manage to pick up anything.
Do you think they went into the store?
I don't think Nines would be interested in anything in particular.
Probably worth fighting if they did.
Unless there was some sort of... What could they want in here? Nines, damn it. You don't think that they got caught by a guard or something?
But the state 9s was in, I'm pretty sure we would have found a body. if a guard found them.
Ari, you can go ahead and also make a survey check for me since you haven't yet.
It's a 3.
Yeah, you're not able to can't find anything.
Shit. Who else am I gonna get this damn ring to?
You do know that the emergency contingency that y'all have for all of your heists is to, if something goes tits up and you just need to split up because that's the only way you can get out without being caught, you rendezvous at the hideout. That's the like default fallback plan of if we get separated and I can't, there's too much heat on me.
Yeah, Ari is like constantly looking at her like stopwatch of like, this isn't the plan, this isn't the plan. We gotta get out of here.
Let's go. Probably went back down the tunnel.
All right. So you load your bags onto Nines' cart and
we also
begin
wanna
making your way.
put the rug over the
Okay.
hole.
And I'm gonna say that this is the lightest flashback action ever, with no stress cost whatsoever. You pull out this shitty Persian rug that you just throw over the hole. Fucking
Yes.
good. Nobody will ever be the wiser. All right, fantastic. And y'all make your way back to the entrance of the house. Now then, Nines and Bishop, y'all walk into this place and you see this very ostentatiously dressed woman, and she sits down and says, "Oh my God, it is so good to actually see you guys close up. You've got the whole like dejected, emo, sad guy thing going on, or sad person thing, excuse me. And like you've got like the big tough disgrace and oval thing. Grr. It's awesome. I've watched you guys for like, God, it feels like forever now."
Knife just looks at Bishop.
So how you two doing? How's it going? How's the plan? Oh, are we playing charades? I'm great at charades.
Why are you little and plastic?
Oh, that's a Funko Pop. You can collect it. It's like a super, super collector's item for y'all.
I don't understand. I'm just gonna be really like straight up with you. I don't understand why we're talking right now.
Oh, okay. So like you guys do this whole thing where you're gonna rob the gem refinery and you're like, oh, and it's all cool and like creepy, stealthy. And you're gonna steal a thing called the Source Amulet. And I wanted to offer you $10 million for it. Of course, you two don't have it. I think Call has it, technically. But
What's my name?
Bishop,
What's your name?
Alize Pentadragon. It's nice to meet you. And she extends a hand.
I didn't think you'd fall for that. Bishop shakes it.
Well, I fall for it. I wanted to introduce myself some way. This is good as any, right?
10 million, huh?
At a base price. Cole will probably negotiate it. Katie will especially negotiate it. But tomato, tomato.
In like the coin terms, what is that?
That would be about 15 coin, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It's a good amount of money.
Why?
I'll tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
Miss
Yeah.
Prince Dragon.
Mhm.
this isn't Nines and I's thing to pawn away, but I'm sure with an offer so high that Cole and Katie
Are you
and
gonna invite me to
other-
Browning Street?
No.
To where?
I get to come to Browning Street and negotiate the price, right?
I was thinking, so you maintain your air of mystery. We can talk to our teammates, and then perhaps we can meet with you another time and discuss the counteroffer.
These parameters are acceptable. Oh, I've got to give you the exposition. Hold on. And you see she starts scrolling through her phone until she gets to the notes app.
What?
Well, there are a few things. Well, first of all, start with the introduction. See, I did have it in my notes. Start with the introduction. Hi, I'm Alizé Pentadragon. It's nice to meet you. I am from the future. It's totally cool. And where I'm from, a lot of people have like, you'd call them magical powers, but we call them superheroes. They're supers. And they've got a lot of powers, and a lot of people have powers like that. It's after magic is broken, and then after magic comes back, but it's past all of that. And I have the power of time travel. So sometimes I go on these fun little vacations where I get stuff from my dad. I have to tell you about a Dr. Leonard Church. You two know him at this point, right?
Not personally.
But I mean, you know, like the name and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I am actually willing to talk to you, but may I suggest leaving the scene of the crime before we continue this conversation?
No, I have to stay here.
Why?
You have to stay here.
Because I have to be arrested.
Oh.
Is that like part of the?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna
It's
take
to
the
make
fall
sure
for
that-
this?
Oh yeah. Well, someone has to.
Wait, why
And
are
you
you
see-
so?
You see, she digs in her
Honest.
pockets. She digs in her pockets and just pulls out 2 handfuls of loose diamonds.
What
And
the
goes,
fuck?
all a part of the plan. This way, no heat's generated on you guys, and you can get Genevieve to talk to Dr. Church. I think I should really get to the Dr. Church thing, because it's very important.
Do I have time to ask you a question when you're done?
Yeah, I'm not going to like blip out of existence or anything.
All right, go ahead.
When do you get
Okay.
arrested? Are the cops on their
Well,
way?
after you leave, I'm going to unscrew the silencer from my sniper rifle and put a bullet through the building. And the captain of the guard's pretty good, so he's going to trace the thing. So the thing with Dr. Leonard Church is that he used to be a Leviathan ship captain, and he used to go on expeditions to recover artifacts and things like that, right? But he and his crew one time recovered this sort of black magic ritual. It was essentially the ability for eternal life, but not the ability for an eternal vessel. So in order to understand how magic works, it's kind of got to be, you know, like reverse scienced, because, well, wizards, sorcerers, and warlocks don't really exist anymore yet. But they have to kind of reverse engineer it. So they've been conducting experiments, and they first did this in a joint scientific operation called the Matrix Corporation. They've been doing human experimentations where, you know, they buy death row patients and slaughter them for the sake of this black cult ritual to try and keep a soul bound and nourished to a totem. The soul amulet is the first one that he did correctly. But the good doctor sort of realized that making the human consciousness eternal without giving it a body is kind of like a shitty thing to do. And he couldn't really... You guys know Telltale Heart? You ever read that old Edgar Allan Poe thing? it was bothering him, so he like pawned it off on this diamond store. So they've been holding on to it. Then you steal it. Then you give it to me, and my father becomes the world's first creator of AI. AI. It's artificial intelligence. It's kind of like, so
Arcanotech?
yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what does the A stand for?
Artificial
What does the I stand for?
intelligence.
This is that shit that weird guy you were talking to he's been trying to invent.
What, like a abacus that you hold in your pocket?
Yeah, like this. And she pulls out, for
Oh, why is it so bright?
clarity's sake, for a smartphone. And she's like, soon everyone's going to have stuff like this in their pocket, but everyone won't have the ability to perfectly replicate human consciousness and stick it into the central nervous system of their computer network. And I would love for my daddy dearest to be the first person to ever come up with that. So I'm going to give him the soul amulet as a sort of jumping off point, like a blueprint.
It's so complicated that I believe you.
You should believe me. I only tell the truth.
You only tell the truth?
Mhm.
Like ever?
Yeah. I got cursed by someone when I broke out of prison.
Okay. You've answered my first question.
Which was?
Why you wanted the amulet so badly. Where did you get $10 million?
Oh, my daddy's already rich. I just want him to be the first one who created AI.
Okay.
So you have
Here's-
future money,
Yeah.
but like real money that we could use in the now.
I have money that can be translated to money here, yeah.
And you're still gonna get arrested for this?
Oh, yeah. I
And-
got to do something else in prison.
Bishop pauses for a second
What else do you have
and
to do in prison?
thinks and then sighs and reaches for that crumpled business card they once showed Ari in one of their pockets, and they go, "And I'm the one who gets you out," and groans. When they take you in, call that number with your phone call, and I will come get you.
You are a great lawyer. And I'm glad this is being made really easy. Some of the people that I've told about time travel think I'm like crazy or something.
I didn't say that I didn't think that you were crazy, but I'm not much better. So I really can't talk. Can I see your gun? Not in like an I'm gonna shoot you way. You can hold mine. I just want to see yours.
And you see that this is a very futuristic in design weapon. It does still use physical bullets. It's not a plasma rifle, but screwed onto the end is something you've never seen before, Bishop, which is, Max would know, is a silencer. She goes, this makes it so that all the shots are real quiet. You should get one.
Do they exist yet?
No.
So you being here doesn't like create any, I don't know, anomaly. Like, what
Well,
happens to us now?
the way that my personal time traveling powers work is that I am. You ever read Alice in Wonderland?
Is that
Yeah,
out yet?
once or twice.
I'm like the Cheshire Cat. I'm everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah.
And all events have included my meddling, and none of them have. All at the same time.
I need to punch something.
First of all, here, Bishop holds out their arm for
I'm not
Nines.
gonna punch you.
Come on, I like it.
Oh, I don't know. what to
Not
do
like
with
that.
Okay, great. I'm gonna punch.
It hurts. it is pain.
Ugh.
Oh,
Better?
if you want to flush rage serum, if you pinch the sides of your nose, like up here, and squeeze down while you blow out, and as you do that, you snot out like this. It looks like the rage potion in a congealed mucus ball, and it's just sort of like festering in slime on the ground. She goes, grass.
Ugh. I would like to die now.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Oh
Okay.
shit. When? When do I die? Who kills me? Does Marlene kill me?
So
What do you know?
if you exist like everywhere at the same time, then you already know that all of this happens? Or is
I
it
know-
happening concurrently for you?
So there's this thing that your friend Ari is learning about that's called the pattern. And my time travel is a manipulation of the pattern. I can take my string and kind of like drag it all around the place. There are some other people that can do it. But I know what I need to do for my thread of fate to continue, essentially. I can see the future that I want and the steps that I need to get to it. It's like a video game HUD. It's like right up here in the corner.
What?
Do you know who killed Genevieve? By any slim chance?
Yeah. And that brings me back to my second point. Genevieve should really talk to Dr. Church.
Genevieve is her own person, and I'm happy to bring it up to her. But as I've said to the rest of them, as I'm sure you know, because you know stuff, I'm not
Mhm.
going to make her do it.
If you ask, she'll go. If you ask.
Yeah, I'll ask. 'Cause It's
Awesome.
not like he can hurt her.
Not anymore. But let me see. I'm reading my notes app. Hold on. Yeah, that's about everything. It's so great actually meeting you. I can't wait to meet Ari. I bet she smells so good.
She does.
She does, yeah.
Well,
Feels good.
I better get to work on things. And you see she starts unscrewing the silencer and goes, y'all might want to make your way out. And she just leans
You're not gonna tell me
back.
how I die?
She leans back in the chair.
Let's just go. We'll see her
and
again. I'm her
raises a
lawyer.
knee,
We'll see.
and there is the loud sound of a sniper rifle going off and piercing through the brick of one of the building, and you both immediately hear commotion. Ari and Cull, you're far enough down the tunnel by this point that you do not. Yeah, you make your way back to the hideout, I would presume.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So as y'all meet up in this hideout, I think, unless anyone has anything else that they would like to talk about with once they reconvene. No? Sound good? All right.
Other
You
than
all-
what just happened.
Yeah. We're gonna deal with the fallout of all of that next time. I think this is a good place to end our session for the evening. In fact, you've done the impossible. You've robbed the Thousand Island jewelry place. Well done, well done, well done. And
You never doubted us. Let's go. Let's go.
you learned a little something. A little something fun.
And I got the most important treasure, a Funko Pop.
It really did.
Yeah.
And so with that, we are going to go ahead and do some outros in reverse order, starting with the lovely Becca.
Oh, right. That means I'm first. Hello, I've been Becca. You can find me on most of the realm as Cool Armadillo, either with the 0 as the final O or not. Aside from this, you can find me on Saturdays on my podcast, Unlikely Adventures, where me and my co-host Macy make really bad, awful D&D characters. We just did like a holiday-themed one-shot where I played a gingerbread who liked to be bored. So if you want really that content constantly, forever, that you can find that on anywhere you can listen to podcasts.
Fantastic. And next up we have Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex or Madam Gandalf. You can catch me most of the time doing a lot of RP lately. I've been really into RP, but we also do a bit of cooking and singing, as well as a whole variety of games and TTRPGs at my Green Dragon Tavern. So please come on by and have a drink on me. It'll be a good time. I swear. I promise.
Fantastic. And next up, we have the ever lovely Ryan.
What's going on? I'm Ryan. Or you can find me on Twitch as Sphinx Raw or on Twitter as Sphinx RL. You just find me lurking in random places.
Hell yeah. And then we have our Arcane Goth.
I am Max. You can find me anywhere on the internet that I want you to find me at Arcane Goth. You can find me here on Wednesday evenings doing Blades in the Dark with all these lovely folks. And you can find myself and Dee with TTRPG for the next 2 Tuesdays with the second half of the Midnight Hour, which is a mini campaign of The Between. As I continue to shamelessly plug myself all the way into 2022, I am open otherwise, and I do want to run things.
Fantastic. And not able to join us at the table tonight, but still deserving of all your love and appreciation is the lovely Janie Potts, who you can follow on Twitter at JaniePotts7575. And hi, my name's Dee. I am the mastermind of this wonderful game here. On Mondays, you can find me here being a Zuko in the Roll20 Spotlight show Kingsguard. On Tuesdays, as Max said, over on TTRPG, where I play Lefarian, a very character. On Wednesdays, you can catch us back for more of this shenaniganery. You got to see the fallout of what just happened in here, because so much of it didn't make sense, right? On Thursdays, you can find me on Twitch with the greatest team in esports history, the Dub Club. The Dub Club is a holy triforce consisting of myself, Mallard Man, and Husha Kid. We are the Dub Club. We only win. We never lose. Don't check the VOD because there's no reason to. Why would you check the VOD? I just told you what happened. We are also legally not responsible for damages to your computer if you do check the VOD. And there is Dub Club merch available in my store. It's Dorilla.storeenvy.com. And I am the reigning and retaining TTRPG Universal Champion of the World. No, that's not a misnomer. And if you want to find out how you can win a belt like this to show off at conventions, you should follow me on Twitter at It's the Riddler. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to go on a bit of a raid to our friends over at Neon Lights RP. If everyone would love to join us for that, so we can spread some of the love over their way and have some of the people, cross promotion, make new friends, hang out in new streams. It's a good time. Thank you all so much for joining us for another lovely episode of Blades in the Dark Blue Ghosts. We will be back to steal your hearts soon enough. But until next time, Be good people. Bye.